Now, I can simply tell you that our guest, I saw him walk in and I thought to myself, why is this guy retired? He could actually walk onto a rugby field any day, you know? But yeah, that's just how well he's kept himself. Kennedy Tsimba joins us here today. Whew. Welcome. Welcome to the Magic Couch.
No, thank you, Rob. It's an honor to be here on a historical day, you know, in rugby terms anyway.
And then when you talk about historical terms, inducted, IRB Hall of Fame, your reaction to that and that recognition that's been bestowed upon you?
At first it was deeply humbling. I mean, you know, in a sport that obviously, you know, we know that Africans aren't very deeply involved in, and to have a 30-year career that has, you know, maybe travel around the world, to be able to be given, you know, such a prestigious award, along with my late brother, who I always wanted to play with, you know, for us to be the first, you know, black Africans to be inducted, it's, yeah, it's, you know, one is speechless.
When you got that call and they made mention of this, did you believe it at first? What went through your mind?
No, well, I really couldn't make out. I was like, you know, they're phoning from Ireland, the IRB. And, you know, obviously I've been out of action for some time and I was thinking, is this call for real? And there's a lot of prank calls that are going around where people are winning 150,000 you know, pounds. So I thought maybe it's one of those calls, let me just put it down, put it aside and leave it alone. You know, but when it did sink in, you know, it's quite an achievement. I mean, I think it's, you know, to some of the young Africans that are out there that don't know that rugby is being played by one of their own, this, I think, you know, marks an era in history that it's possible.
And obviously from a Southern African region, you know, I was trying to go through the list of names of people that have been inducted, and just to show the sort of standard, the pedigree of people that you're going to be rubbing shoulders with in that Hall of Fame. I mean, very notable for winning the World Cup in 1995, Kitch Christie, also rugby winning captain Francois Pienaar, World Cup winning captain John Smith, and also Jake White, another rugby winning World Cup person. Now, if you're going to be eligible for this, they ask you to be retired from playing and coaching international rugby at least for 3 years, made an outstanding contribution to the game of rugby, and also demonstrated rugby's core values: passion, integrity, solidarity, discipline, respect, both on and off the field. When you look at those names and you hear those names that have been mentioned, and also just a criteria overall, Kennedy, come on, what's happening to you, man? Hey?
Well, you know, all I can say is that, you know, I think the African flag is flying high. You know, there's some of my peeps, as you'd say, that are back in Zimbabwe that I'm sure are jumping and saying, yes, yes, we told you so, you know. So it's a wonderful occasion for us.
And obviously, let's make mention of the fact that your late brother was the first black to represent Zimbabwe. And what an honor, what a privilege. Yeah. And in his honor, you keep the family name going, and also just a recognition, not only in the Southern African region, but also worldwide now.
Yeah, what's interesting is that, you know, in Zimbabwe, they didn't want to recognize me as a good player. They said, no, he's just, you know, Richard's younger brother. So he's not, you know, he's not impressive. So the only way I could impress them is to come to the strongest nation in the world and do it there. So it has worked out, and, you know, yeah.
I mean, what a way for it to work out. and what a story, though, overall.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Tato, if you look at it, and we deeply honored and humbled that, you know, on his behalf, it's almost like they came and bestowed this on us.
Sure, it's really Zimbabwe's loss for letting you go. I mean, you came and then now it's all on our owners to say that, well, he belongs to us and he's got this fantastic accolade to go with him. So congratulations, and obviously don't be so humble in taking it. You have been inducted into this, and it's absolutely fantastic.
No, thank you very much, thank you.
And I remember you winning the Currie Cup 2007 with the Bulls. You got a final coming up, obviously no Bulls, but we would love your prediction on it.
Well, it all depends on the weather. I think if it's raining a lot, that's going to affect the game and obviously push it towards the Sharks. But I'm already leaning on the Sharks side because I just think they've got a very solid forward pack, and they've got you know, good players that have got good running meters in the stats, as you see. They've got a lot of good ball carriers. Although Western Province, you know, as they showed against the Lions in the last minute, everyone thought they were dead and buried, and they came back. I mean, that hunger of Brian Abana, and you know, some of the interplaying that happened. You know, so it's difficult to call, but the weather will play its part for sure.
Oh, and as we say goodbye to you, we want to tease this a little bit because there is talk that you're going to be back on this show, but not as a guest, but as a performer musically. You've got an album out.
Yes.
Tell the African continent what's going on here.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've had a number of injuries in rugby, and you know what happens when players get injured, they turn to the naughty side. So luckily, I'm not bragging, but I ended up moving to the decent side, and I moved into the studio, and I've been recording a lot of material, as just the love of it. But now the music has come to fruition, and we've done a couple of performances here and there, and now I think there's no better time to expose it. It's African.
And what genre, man? Is it kwaito, gospel? What is it?
Everyone thought I'd do kwaito because us rugby guys are supposed to be tough, but actually I'm doing African jazz. With a lot of influences from Oliver Mtukudzi, Freshly Ground. I've got a bit of influence on that. So we've got a couple of nice tracks going, and there's a good vibe. Every time we perform, they ask us to repeat the song, so that's a good omen anyway.
All right, just in